Hey lovelies, thanks for joining me for this casual get ready with me. I honestly just wanted to sit down, pop on some makeup, chit chat with all of you, just kind of about some things coming up on my channel, coming up in my life, that kind of thing. And I thought, what better way to do that by putting on some makeup from my Shop My Stash. Now, if you saw, I recently did a Shop My Stash video for some winter items. It's the first time I've done like an actual like shop with me as I'm digging through my drawers. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. And by the time you see this video, obviously that one will have already gone up. But if you want to see me dig through my drawers in my vanity and get into my cabinet back here, I will make sure to have that one linked down below. So my hopes are that we can just do a quick look using some of the things that I pulled out and wanted to use this winter. But if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Let's go ahead and get some makeup on this face because I have to leave in about an hour. All right, we're gonna start out and whisk a little bit of sunscreen on, always important. This is the Thank You Farmer Sun Protect sunscreen. It has a bit of, I mean, it says shimmer, but it's just a bit of a glow to it. This is technically not in my Shop My Stash, but it is in my top drawer where I have some things and I'm just like, you know, trying to use. This is the one that I grab for when I'm not actually gonna be wearing any makeup because I just feel like it just gives like a nice luminosity to the skin, almost even a bit of a blur effect. This was gifted to me, but I would definitely purchase this in the future if I get through all the sunscreens that I have. And I'm just going to prime my eyes really quick with my concealer. Today we'll go through with the Oma Stay Woke. That is still my favorite concealer. And today, y'all, today's goal is to finally use the Pretty Poison palette from Notoriously Morbid. So I did a video with this. I have used this a couple times back when I did that video, but it's just sat in my drawer. And when I was doing my palette declutter, I was putting this on the chopping block. So I put it into, you know, kind of like my fall Shop My Stash just to try to use it to see if I really want to keep it, and I didn't touch it once. I didn't touch it once, so we're gonna do it today. I know that my friend Kara from Beauty and the Frizz has been saying that she's been enjoying using the Inglot Duraline with this formula. I'm pretty sure it's this formula. We're gonna see. It's another step that I don't necessarily want to take, especially on days where I'm looking for quick makeup, but I'm going to give it a go. And if you saw my recent Pastel Roses video, I used glitter glue and I just feel like it really changed the shadows, like changed the impact, the potential of those shadows. So we'll see if the Inglot Duraline makes me fall in love with this palette. If not, it's probably going to be getting decluttered because it's just been sitting here and I haven't been reaching for it. So that's going to be the plan. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, I don't have a lot scheduling wise in my day, but I do need to get out to get to my nail appointment because let me tell you, y'all, my nails are getting so long. Like, I do just have my natural nails, but I do put dip over the top. And the last time I went in, partially because it was the holidays and I was like, oh yay, extra long nails. And also my nail tech was running late. So I thought, you know, her not having to shorten my nails would save her some time. So I was like, oh, it's okay. You can just like shape them a little bit. And now they are like so long, and they're just starting to be a pain in my booty. So it's time to like shorten them down a little bit. So I'm really excited for today's appointment. So I'm thinking today that I want to do maybe like a half moon manicure, but instead of like the vintage red, maybe do like a deep, like foresty emerald green. That might be what I go for. We'll have to see. So I think I am gonna lay down just a little bit of powder just to set this concealer. So I'm just using the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, by the way, from Charlotte Tilbury. Just enough to kind of like give us a little assurance here. Okay, so I went through with this purple vibe today because I figured I don't want to be anything like too crazy, but I thought what we could do, let me go ahead and show you. I thought we could maybe use these two shades for sure, just to kind of see. I mean, they are very pretty. Like this one especially, like that lighter shade does really have some beautiful duochrome, and then this deeper one is very pretty. There's this other one over here, but it's got like that like green sparkle to it, and I just don't know that I want to deal with glitter today. So I think that those are the two that we're going to focus on. We could maybe even pull in this lighter color too. I don't know, it's a little bit more goldy than I would probably use, but maybe we'll pop a little of that on the inner corner. This one especially feels pretty like flaky, so maybe that would be a good way to see if the Duraline is gonna save. I liked the palette when I used it. I will say I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, it's amazing, but I did like it, but it's just, it hasn't been something that I've reached for. There were a couple shades in here that I thought were very pretty right off the bat, and there were a couple that just didn't kind of give me what I was hoping for. So we'll have to see. So I just pulled out my little Danessa Myricks like mixing plate. Wow. Okay. We're starting off really well here this morning. This is what happens when I film early in the morning. I am already a chai in though. I had one and then I've actually gotten another one out. This is my Kolkata chai mix and then I just added some extra milk to it this morning. So it's like less concentrated so that I can have two. But evidently it hasn't really kicked in yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through. We'll start with the lighter shade. I am, fingers crossed, gonna find this to be amazing. I don't know. I don't even. All right, for the eyeshadow portion of this, why don't we just go ahead and zoom in a little bit. I'm just realizing that I think I just bumped my camera and you're a little bit crooked, but now that I've got this Duraline going, I don't want to like stop. I gotta keep going. I don't want it to like dry too much. See, this is still, so this is that lighter, pinkier, kind of like shifty shade, and I feel like this is still coming up kind of like translucent on the lid. I mean, it's pretty, but it's very like topper-esque. Well, I mean, I know I said that I wanted a light look today, but I don't know that this was the vibe that I was going for. And I feel like I've lost all in any of the pink tone that was in this, and now it's more like that red to gold flip. Okay, just for kicks and giggles, I'm gonna put this over my entire lid because what I have a feeling I'm gonna do is end up layering, I'm gonna end up layering the other purple color over the top. Let me turn that down just so that you can see that a little bit better. I mean, it's okay. It's very, very sheer. So now I'm just gonna layer that purple. I think I'm probably gonna end up layering the purple over the top of everything. We'll have to see here. So I'm just putting about, I would say like a dime size amount of the Duraline down. And then I'm just popping into the shadow, trying to get enough product on the brush. So I'm gonna start on the outside here. I don't know, this really isn't giving me life. I don't know if the Duraline is like shearing the formula out more, but it really should be like doing the opposite. If you've never used Duraline, it's Inglot's product that is essentially supposed to take any like powder shadow and make it into a liquid. So if you want it to be like a liquid liner or something like that, it's essentially kind of like a mixing medium. All right, I'm gonna let this dry and then I'm probably gonna take that purple shade just on a dry brush to try to like buff the edges a little bit, just because using a wet liquid shadow, I sort of have like a hard stop here and I wanna soften that out a little bit, but I'm gonna let this dry. It's not my favorite. I'll be honest, like I'm kind of like, on this side, the layering worked pretty well. On this side, I don't know if the product was just a little bit more wet, but it almost picked up the color from underneath. I don't know. I'm just trying to give this palette a shot. So while I let this dry just a little bit, how is everyone doing in the new year? Let me know how your beginning of 2023 is going. It's been a whirlwind. It's been a whirlwind for me. I'm trying to get ready. So Jeremy and I are going on vacation in the beginning of February. So there's a lot when when you own a business, there's a lot that has to be done before you can do some of these things. So right now I feel like we're both sort of in like scramble mode. Oh, see, now that's like getting put down on my eye much better without the Duraline. Oh my goodness. Okay. So maybe that's not the best for that formula. At least if you're looking for like a full opacity. Anyway, so we are getting ready to do that. I also have a trip to LA in a couple weeks for the Train the Trainer with Paul Mitchell, so I'll be gone for a few days doing that. And, having that, I think that's like not the weekend right before we go, but the weekend before. And so I'm just like, oh, so I kind of had to like shove that into my schedule. So I have to prep for that. Last night I had a dream. Not last night, 2 nights ago, I had a dream that I left. I got to the airport and I realized that I didn't have anything. I didn't pack anything. Clothes, tools, nothing. Like I was showing up to this training in freaking yoga pants and a sweatshirt, and I had none of my supplies. No curling irons, no scissors, nothing. So I'm obviously feeling just a little bit like maybe I need to prep. Maybe I need to prepare a little bit. So I think that's my brain telling me, okay, Kelly, you're just a little bit stressed right now. So I'm also trying to plan enough content or be able to film enough content. I don't know if plan is the word, but I'm trying to film enough content so that I can at least have one video a week while I'm gone, because I will essentially be gone for 2 weeks. And then of course, coming back and just hitting the ground running with work. By the way, I'm pulling out the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette just to use a couple of the mattes in here. So I know that it's going to be super busy, so I'm trying to have some pre-filmed content to be able to share with all of you. How much that's going to be, I don't know. I had originally hoped that it would be 2 videos a week, as is what I've been trying to do recently. I would love to get back to being able to do 3 a week at some point, but it's not happening anytime soon. But I would like to get 2 videos a week in if I can while I'm gone. It might just end up being 1, and that kind of bums me out because I'm really trying to do the best with my channel that I can, and 1 video a week, honestly, it just isn't enough for YouTube to like appreciate your channel. It's totally gonna goof up the algorithm, and I already feel like this holiday season, because I'm not someone who can do like extra content around the holidays, I feel like I've already kind of like gotten smushed. I've gotten smushed in the YouTube world. Just knowing how my channel's been growing and just, you know, seeing my analytics behind the scenes, I'm like, oh, okay. So I've just been trying to like do as much as I can to kind of like build momentum again. But you can only do what you can do. So I just wanted to give all of you a heads up that in the middle of February, there probably won't be a ton of content. I also won't be able to be active on social media because we won't really have access to Wi-Fi and all of that. And honestly, when I'm on vacation, I don't want to be sitting on my phone the whole time anyway. But with that being said, I would like to know if you would all like me to do like a little travel vlog. No guarantees because I'm just not sure. And it would just be on my phone because I'm not bringing my heavy camera. I haven't gotten to the point in my YouTube career, if you will, where I have like a lighter weight vlogging camera and then like my heavier filming camera. And I can't take this thing. It's like 700 pounds. It's like 3 pairs of shoes, y'all. I'm taking the shoes and not the camera. But if you would like to know about our trip, maybe I would do just a little bit of footage and I could share in a video. Like it would probably be something where I'm like sitting down and sharing little snippets. I don't know that it would be a whole edited like travel style vlog. I don't know. Let me know what you'd rather see. I haven't done one like that before, but I would be open to it. I would be open to it. I think I'm liking this look. It definitely got a little bit more than what I was planning on, but sometimes that's the way it goes. Let's see if just like buffing out these edges can soften it even more. But speaking of our trip, what Jeremy and I are doing is we're taking a 12-day cruise. So we're hitting quite a few stops. We have the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, St. Kitts, St. John, St. Thomas, Antigua, Barbados. If I'm missing something else in there, I apologize. But so I'm really excited. I was really looking for the deals. I actually booked this trip Labor Day weekend. No, Memorial Day weekend, I think. One of the holiday weekends. And they just had a really good deal. And so I was like, all right, let's go for it. So this will be, I don't even know, maybe my 8th or 9th cruise. This will be Jeremy's 3rd. The last cruise we went on was in the beginning of 2020, like January of 2020. And we missed the ship. So if you want to see the video on where I talked about all those shenanigans and everything we had to do, I will make sure to have that link down below. But I'm hoping that this trip is better than that. That was a total hot mess. But given that right after that, the whole entire world shut down, I guess we're still grateful for the vacation that we did end up getting to have, I guess. But we're jumping back on the horse. We're going on another cruise. I love cruising. I think it's a great way to see little bits of lots of places that you maybe want to go back to in the future. And I'm just ready to be somewhere where someone else is planning the meals, doing the cleaning, you know, all the things. And then I get to go adventure. Jeremy and I love to snorkel. I'm kind of looking around here to see what I want to use on my face today. You know, I've really actually been enjoying this one. This is the Studio Water Weight SPF 30 foundation. We'll go ahead and use this one. Oh, by the way, MAC. But I'm just ready to like get some sun, be in the water. I'm a total water baby, and so I'm ready to go snorkeling. I'm ready to swim. I'm really looking forward to it. So should be a fun time. It's gonna be good to get away in the middle of winter. I feel like here in Wisconsin, February is like that time when we're all like, okay, isn't winter done yet? And for us, I mean, truly, I feel like winter can still really go into bits of March. Like we've definitely gotten snow in March before. So I just feel like when you go somewhere in February, by the time we get back, we just have a few more weeks of winter, like true depths of winter. And then, you know, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, if you will, hopefully. By the way, I've been pulling out this Artiste brush again. Which number is this? This is the Elite Oval 7. And I really like it. I've been using it just for really lightweight foundations because it just kind of like presses everything into the skin and buffs it in nicely. So quickly, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop on some concealer, do my brows. I'll come back and we'll finish off this eye look and then do the rest of the face. Okay, so I did go through with the Oma concealer and just popped a little bit down my nose right here through my eye. And I did decide to just set my concealer with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. This one is Dim Light. I was talking about how I'm really trying to get through this. Look at that, look at that. This is my second one of this shade. This used to be my jam. I mean, it's still my jam, but I used to like go ham with it every single day. I also just threw some Boy Brow through my brows. I'm really just trying to like do very quick today. So I'm also gonna pop on just a bit of color onto the cheeks. We'll go through, we might as well, we'll use Lilac. I might mix a little bit of the rose shade in, but I think I'm gonna try to just stick with Lilac. And then I'm going to use the light medium contour shade as well. This is the Cream Tint Pros from Salt, New York, if I didn't already just say that. Just in case. I'm gonna take the 110 from BK Beauty. I'll probably use this for both products and just kind of like wipe it off on my towel over here. But yeah, so I'm excited for vacation. I'm a little bummed that, you know, there's a lot of stuff that all happens at the same time. I'm a little bit bummed that my training with Paul Mitchell kind of like is cramming right up next to the vacation, just because I have to leave on a Sunday, and on Tuesday night I take essentially a red eye home. So I leave LA at I think 7:30 at night, and when I booked the flights, there was literally no one stop. There's definitely no nonstop. There's no nonstops from LA to Madison right now, but I couldn't even get a one stop. I couldn't even get a one stop, y'all. So I'm stopping in Vegas. I'm stopping in Las Vegas, and then I have a 3+ hour layover, and then I go to Chicago and have a 3+ hour layover, and then I get into Madison. And I thought, well, maybe I should just go out of Chicago then and just drive, but it's gonna be the end of January. I will have essentially been up all night long, and who knows what the weather's gonna be like having to drive home from Chicago. And I have to work. So I was able to like bump my schedule down at the salon a little bit that day. I was already fully booked by the time the training got announced. So I had to like try to shift some things around. Obviously I'm leaving the next week, so my schedule is already super condensed, but I had to shift some things around. So now I think my flight gets in at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I work at noon. So fingers crossed for me. The one thing about having long layovers is I'm hoping that that lets them deal with the shenanigans if there's anything that comes up flight-wise. Hopefully that gives me, you know, options. It's not like, oh, you missed that? Well, the next one is in 5 minutes, so good luck dashing to the next gate to get the next flight. You know, I'm just hoping that it's a little more of a gentle trip than that. Fingers crossed for me. So anyway, there's that. And also, speaking of flights, so we got our plane tickets for our vacation through the cruise line because they were offering buy one, get one free. So if you bought the first ticket, the second passenger's ticket was free. And it was a great deal. And the ship is leaving out of New York, by the way. So out of Madison, I was able to get the first ticket for like $350, and then the second one was completely free. So I thought that that was a great deal. The thing with that is typically you usually don't get the details of your flights until, I would say it's usually like 45 to 60 days ahead of time. We got a notice from Norwegian a few weeks ago that, hey, you are confirmed to have travel, but with the way flights have been right now, we're waiting until about 30 days out to be able to, you know, give you your flight information. Well, we are at 28 days at this point, and I still don't have flight information, and it's just making me nervous. I just want to know. I just want to know, are we leaving super early in the morning? Are we leaving, you know, later in the day? We are flying in the day before, because after last time, never doing that again. So I'm just a little bit anxious about that, just because I just want to know. I just want to know my flight details. I just want to know my travel details. But I did get my passport in the mail. I did get my passport. I had to renew it, and I just was waiting. I was like, please don't have any like shenanigans with the mail or with, you know, for a while there, of course, passports were taking a long time to, you know, process, but I have it so I can legally get the heck out of this country. I'm excited for that. Okay, I'm gonna go through, let's just pop a little bit. I'm just realizing how red my eyes are too, so I'm gonna go pop in some eye drops. It is so dry in here, and every morning I just wake up with like drier eyes. We probably need to get a humidifier, but I'm gonna go do that really quick, and then we'll finish up this eye look. Right, taking the Riffer number 12 brush, just popping it into that lightest shade in the Pretty Poison palette, and I'm not gonna use the Duraline. I just have a feeling I'm not gonna like that effect. So I just wet the brush with MAC Fix Plus, and I'm just gonna tap this over. Oh, it's like hella flaky. Oh. Okay, I got a couple little like speckles of sparkle, so I'm using some of that, like, is it dashi tape, trying to like pick that up. That worked pretty well. I mean, it's kind of a fun effect. Let me go ahead and show you guys here. So, I don't even know if you'll be able to see it. It's kind of a fun effect. Almost looks a little bit like snowflakes. So it's the iridescent base, but then those like white flaky flecks are there. It's not my favorite formula. Like, this reminds me a lot of some of the shades that I've gotten from Copacetic Cosmetics, where they have that like flakier feel to them. I don't love it. I mean, it's kind of fun, but it's not really my vibe. I'm gonna see if I can kind of like kick those out of the way. I just don't want them like falling on my face though. Ah, crap. Now that one's like over into the purple. Okay, got it with my fingernail. Yeah. Not my favorite. Not my favorite at all. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do a lip, and then I'll go ahead and pop on some mascara. This is a shame product for me. I'm gonna try it on. We'll see. It smells fine. But this is the shade Dopey from ColourPop. I can't remember. I think this was a satin lip. I actually did like this formula. So I'm gonna just pop this on really quick, and I'll go do some mascara. It has been a long time since I have worn a liquid lip, like a true liquid lip. And again, this is more of the like satin formula, so it doesn't like dry down completely, but it also doesn't like shrinky dink my lips. And this is definitely, technically past its prime, but it smells fine. The consistency is fine. So I feel very comfortable using it. If it were like a client product, if it was something in my kit, well, obviously it was something in my kit, I wouldn't be putting it directly on my lips, but if it was something in my kit, I would probably have pitched it out. I'm evidently a risk taker when it comes to my own face. All right, I'm gonna go put on some mascara. I'll come back and we can finish this up. Ugh, why is it always the last stroke of your mascara that you always screw up on? It's like my last one on my lower lash line, and I totally went right into my under eye skin, but I'm just gonna let that sit there so that I can clean it off once it's dry. I just went through with the Rare Beauty mascara. I'm just trying to use that up before it is completely dried up. The rest of this look, the overall look when I was done went well, but I had to use Duraline. And then I think what really helped save it was using it dry on a brush, like a dense brush, to kind of like get a little bit more depth there. And this color in the front is still kind of like flaky. It did fall onto my face. You know, when I picked this up, okay, it does have some fun colors in here, right? Like when you look at this, but these like satiny shimmer, kind of like neon-y things weren't what I thought that they were going to be. I do like the fact that I got to try multiple formulas from the brand in this one palette, because you do have a couple more like shimmers. You have some that are like that slightly flaky. You had these two iridescent neon things. I'm not grabbing for it. I'm not grabbing for it. And at this point, I just need to have things in my collection that I know that are going to bring me joy every time I use them. And I just don't think that this palette is it. So I think that this is official. I'm getting rid of this palette. This is my only Notoriously Morbid purchase that I have. Would I consider buying from the brand again? Maybe, but it would have to be something striking. I feel like the brand, their prices get kind of up there, and I just don't find that I've really been loving the formula. And I haven't even tried the mattes, but these shimmers, like, it just isn't, I don't know what I thought I was getting, but it isn't what I thought I was getting. Do I like the look that I came up with? Yes, I think it's great. I also am really here for this like glowy cheek from the Salt New York products. It's definitely a goal to get through some of these this winter, so this one's going right back in the drawer to use and use again. And I think that that's it. I just wanted to sit down, like I said, give you guys a little update, let you know where my headspace has been, hashtag stressed, but also excited to get the heck out of here, getting out of town for a bit of the winter. But that being said, let me know if there's any content that you'd like to see coming up in the future. By the time that this video goes up, I will probably already have what I am going to be doing for while I'm gone planned, but perhaps not. But I would just like to know if there's something in particular that you'd like to see in the future as well. And let me know what you think about the little like travel video. Would you be curious to know more? Have you been curious about cruising? Is there anything that I could like give you some deets on? Do you want to see it more like travel vlog style, or do you just want me to like insert some snippets and do like a story time? I could do either of those. I just want to do what you guys think would be the most fun. And I think that's going to be it. I'm going to go get my nails done, so I'm sure you'll be seeing those very soon. I always love like sharing my little nail moments on Instagram, which by the way, that's Keep Beauty Real. I always pop something in my stories when I have a fresh nail day. And I think that that's it. I'm sure that once I am halfway through my day, there'll be something else that I'm like, oh, I was gonna tell everybody this. But for right now, I think that that's it. And thank you for hanging out with me for this Get Ready With Me, Shop My Stash, listen to this brain dump. All right, lovelies, that's gonna be it. Have a great day, and I will see you really soon.